Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your f***ing cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to your Tuesday night episode of Unscripted. Number 331 is underway. This is a special episode because after about a week off, we had some moving going on, went from state to state. We are bringing back Mr. Jay McLovin. How you doing, man? How's the move been? How has just life been for you in the last week or so? I know it's been crazy on you, but I mean, just tell people how you been. And also, I see you got a new name. It is Xfinity Sucks. You can also explain a little behind the scenes what's going on tonight.
So the move went well. Like I said, the goal there was for Melanie to get a job so she could stay married to me, and for us to get what we need to get done with the house in terms of the updates on the improvement on the plans. And I told her, I said, look, you got 1 week. You got 1 week to stay married to me, and if the end of this week, if you don't have a job, we got to part ways. But she found a job. She found a job. She secured it well. Glad to say she's making more money than me now, so maybe I'm on the hot seat. But
I'm about to say, Jay, the table's now turned on you, and hopefully, hopefully we can get some money doing what we're doing here, and then we can surpass Melanie, and you guys can just keep climbing up that food chain.
Bro, would that not be it'd be beautiful. But no, so yeah, man, the trip was a success in all facets. And then, of course, in June, we will be making the headway down there and starting the build of the house. So, yeah, it was a good trip. Glad to be back. Glad to be hanging out with my boys. As far as the Xfinity Sucks, as you know, all of Hinesville has been without internet all day. And I believe we actually lost internet last night for a little bit. So, I feel like Xfinity, if you're going to take away my internet all damn day, and, I feel like there should be a price reduction on that month's payment. I'm just saying. I think if you're going to charge me for a day I can't have it, you should be paying me money back. I'm just saying. So until I get my check in the mail for whatever it is to have cable per day, those bastards, I'm going to keep Xfinity Sucks until I get that check.
I don't blame you with that. We got our boy Frankie chiming in saying time for the Angels to get smoked. As you know, they are facing off against the New York Yankees here in about they just started 7:05, 7:06 right now. So first pitch is probably about to start here any second. Angels 8-8, Yankees a little bit better, 10-6 on the season. But Jay, we have a lot to get into. Of course, if you like the show, please like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe. We go live Tuesday, Thursday, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, that is. Saturday, we go a little bit earlier, 1 o'clock. Of course, you can check us out here on Twitter at Unscripted Guys. Frankie's doing a great job over there. TikTok, where I'm doing my thing over there, Unscripted Sports. Also, check us out on Facebook, as you know, Unscripted, our main hub for everything, where it all started. And on YouTube, you can watch our shows back there. We also put some clips up there as well at Unscripted Sports. So, Jay, without further ado, let's get into it, man. We got some breaking news. Well, it's been about a week since we've had a show, Jay. We took off Thursday and Saturday to just kind of relax, hang out with the friends and family. But, man, we got some stuff to talk about. So, Jalen Hurts, let's bring him up first, get some football action here in the offseason. He got paid, Jay. Jalen Hurts agreed with the Philadelphia Eagles on a 5-year deal worth $255 million with a $23 million signing bonus, and $179,300 or whatever it is, 179,000 and some change, or 179 million. It's crazy what these guys get paid, Jay. There's so many zeros here. Guaranteed. So, initial reaction when you saw this this is obviously making him the highest paid player in NFL history now, with around a base salary of around $51 million per season. So do you think this was the right move for Philly to lock this guy up for the next 5 years and probably beyond? Obviously, we know they went to the Super Bowl this past year, weren't quite able to get it done, but still a great season nonetheless. So give me your thoughts on this extension and on this contract that Jalen Hurts got, making him the highest paid player in the National Football League throughout the entire history.
Yeah, my first thought is to let Lamar Jackson know this is why you have an agent. Secondly, what Jalen Hurts did was amazing. Number one, if anybody knows anything about his management team, they're all female. So kudos to those ladies over there for getting this enormous contract. I think it just shows the power that gender is not the only thing that matters. Matter of fact, it doesn't matter. That what matters is your intellectual ability to get the job done. And these ladies had that intellectual ability, and they got the job done. Now, what does it mean? Did the Eagles do the right thing? Hell yeah, they did. They had to do the right thing. The guy put you in the Super Bowl his second year. The first year, he got you the wild card. The second year, he got you to the Super Bowl. And let's not act like that Super Bowl performance wasn't amazing on his part. When the guy is throwing for 374, 4 touchdowns and a pick. I mean, come on. That is a Super Bowl caliber worthy performance. Now, I want everybody to understand he has the number one annual salary at $51 million, which now surpasses that of Aaron Rodgers. So now he is number one in annual salary, and he is number 3 in guaranteed money. Obviously, Watson is first. Murray comes in at second, and then Hurts rounds it in at 179. So he's number 3 in guarantee, at number 1 in annual. So again, those ladies did one hell of a job. And to top it all off, it's only 5 damn years. So that means he's going to get another bag. And that next bag, if he continues to play at the level in which he's playing, is going to be even bigger than this damn bag. And he's going to be so young, they'll be able to do that bag at another 5, and they'll probably get a third bag depending on, how well he ages. So they have really, 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 really got him in a superior position. And if I'm Lamar Jackson, I'm probably calling those females up, and I'm saying, yo, I need your services.
I need your help.
The problem with Lamar and Logan, the market has now been reset and guaranteed.
Yep.
The market's been reset and guaranteed.
Said even higher.
Watch this. He raised the annual per year salary, but and I will say this is what is going to kill Lamar Jackson is the fact that he has the 3rd highest guaranteed money, and so with it being the 3rd highest, now the market is going to reevaluate. Well, if the guy that just went to the Super Bowl is only getting 179 million guaranteed, what do you think, Lamar, or why do you think, Lamar, I should give you a fully guaranteed contract when you haven't even been to the Super Bowl yet?
Right. Yeah.
What I think is, number one, kudos for the agency getting him that annual salary, and truthfully, kudos for them not giving him the fully guaranteed, because I don't think Lamar Jackson is worth the fully guaranteed. And now the market is speaking loudly to Lamar Jackson. Bro, I know you want the fully guaranteed, but you're never going to see it. Right. You're not going to see it. So what you need to do now is refocus on, if anything, if you're going to focus on anything at this point, is focus on annual salary, yearly salary, and see if you can get close to the 50 or 51 million. If you can do that, then that is a win in your books. But I think Lamar Jackson at this point, based off of this contract, has really got to re-examine what he thinks he's actually going to get and start making some better decisions.
And Jay, I got it on the screen a little prematurely, but I found some exclusive footage of Lamar Jackson shortly after that contract was signed by Mr. Jalen Hurts. I'll play it here for our loving audience here.
Spare change, ma'am. Squidward? Squidward, is that you?
So there you go, Jay. That is some exclusive footage over there. So yeah, like you said, it's a lot.
Hey, listen, nothing drives on the point.
You're right. Let's see. We got some comments coming in here, Jay.
And so that, yeah.
Let's see. All right, we got our boy Billy Buzz Smith chiming in, a loyal viewer, saying, "Well, hello, Jay. Are you all settled in now in your new home?" And hopefully, Billy's would give you some good wishes over there. Let's see. Rob Scott, our boy, he said, "What's going on, brothers?" He said, "What's up, Jay? What's up with the Lamar hate?" And then also before you comment on that, John Suggs comes in saying, "Why should he get it when he turned down the contract they offered him last year that had $200 million guaranteed?" So, Jay, give your quick thoughts on that, and we're gonna move on.
Exactly, and that's my point. That's exactly my point of why he needs an agent. Look, Lamar, you're an athlete. I'm not trying to say that you don't have the intelligence, but bro, you got to know what your wheelhouse is and what your wheelhouse isn't. Like, I'm not going to go buy a house without a real estate agent because I know she's going to get me the best deal possible, and she's going to know more ins and outs of the market than what I'm going to know because I'm not educated enough and to know what property values and what my comps are because you base everything off of a comp, and that's exactly what this is. What's his name? Jalen Hurts just set the comp. Right. And the comp isn't what he wants. And so, again, this is where an agent comes in. When he was offered that $200 million guaranteed, he should have jumped on that with both hands, both feet, and everything. And Rob, it's not hate. I don't have hate for Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
I just, Lamar really has to examine, his decision-making when it comes to his finances. Because I think sometimes, like a lawyer said, a lawyer has a fool or has himself as a client as a fool. So, and I know I botched that all up, but again, you're a fool as a client if you're your own lawyer. Same thing here, man. Look, a lot of these contracts are done by lawyers or people who have degrees to make these sound business decisions. And you clearly did not make a sound business decision. That's kind of where I'm coming at with Lamar Jackson, Rob Scott. I'm not trying to hate on him. I'm just trying to say he's not making good financial decisions. That's all I'm saying. And that's where I think the benefit of an agent would come in to help him. By the way, one more thing I wanted to point out real quick. This is the first time in Eagles history that a no trade clause was put into effect. Yes. Hurts has a no trade clause in his contract. First time ever for a Philadelphia Eagle.
Yep. Hey, that's a good trivia question right there, Jay, for 5 years or so down the line. Well, we can always ask that. Billy Buzz, let's see. Frankie said he hates Lamar the same way Frankie hates Kevin Durant. Billy said, "Get paid, young man, get paid." And yes, he surely did. And Jay, this is actually a perfect segue in a sense to transition to our next topic. Frankie giving us some live score updates saying that Ohtani already hit a 2-run home run. He hates Clark Schmidt. 2021 MVP, already putting some work in on the Yankees early on, unfortunately for Frankie. Let's see. Rob Scott saying shout out to his agent. Yes. Really, his whole team, like Jay had mentioned, a wonderful group. And also John coming back saying, if I was Lamar, I would say, okay, I will sign you off $33 million contract for 1 year, but I want incentives of $15 million if I make it to the Super Bowl or $10 million if I get to the playoffs. So the max he could potentially get would be, what would that be? Like $48 million, something like that, $40-something million. So like I said, that I feel like they are going to maybe do something like that, Jay. Maybe a short-term deal with some pretty lucrative incentives at this point, honestly. So we'll see what happens. But back to talking about the Yankees, Jay, unfortunately news for Frankie and his Yankees. Giancarlo Stanton, Jay, he's going to be out for at least a month due to a grade 2 left hamstring strain. And I know whenever I was looking up this topic earlier, I saw the headline for the New York Post was, you can take this either way. He said it says Giancarlo Stanton's annual IL trip has a Yankees silver lining. So, Jay, what do you think? Stanton has been on the injured list. This time going to be out for over a month with that hamstring strain.
Yeah, hey, when it comes to the Yankees, first off, Frankie, I don't understand you, man. The Astros took care of business against Toronto to help you out. I asked only but the favor be returned, and this is what I get. Frankie, I need you to call up Brian Cashman. I need Aaron Boone on the line. I need everybody in the Yankees organization to hear when I say this. I want my payback. I want it. Okay, enough of that. Stanton's on the IL. Yeah, and again, he says 10 days, but it's going to be much, much longer than 10 days. That 10 days is way too optimistic with the hamstring strain. It's a grade 2 left hamstring strain, which is the same damn thing he had not that damn long ago last season. Injury occurred while he was running out a double against the Twins. Yeah, man. Look, this dude was having a good season, Logan. 269 average, 296 on base percentage, 558 slugging, 4 home runs, 11 RBIs in 13 games before he hit this injury. I told Frankie, I said, man, your team is going to be dependent on being able to stay healthy. We've seen the Yankees go down in a number of spots in their pitching with injuries. Now we're seeing Giancarlo back on the injury in the injury list. And I'll tell you, if Stanton could stay healthy at the production he was putting out, that would have been a huge benefit for the Yankees. But the fact that he's back on the IL, which, let's be honest, their outfield is already extremely thin. Now you got Harrison Bader also out with injury. So now you got Donaldson out with injury. I mean, these guys are super thin in the outfield. They're thin at pitching. And it's really, I tell you, this is what's really going to hurt the Yankees. And look, when Toronto's playing like Toronto's playing, and even when Tampa Bay is playing like Tampa Bay is playing, I'm not trying to, be negative on Frankie's Yankees, but the fact of the reality is they're hurting. This team is legitimately hurting.
Let's see. Frankie also said, "Don't sit there and act like I don't say something about him." Also, oh yeah, we know Frankie's not gonna sugarcoat nothing with his team. Jay, he's gonna hate on him as much as we do. He's right there with us. He's also
and Frankie. And by the way, I just want you to know, I'm right there with you. I got Brantley still on the disabled list, and he was there all last season. And now, I mean, we still two weeks into the season, and I'm still waiting for Brantley to come back. So I feel your pain on that, brother. I do.
John Suggs, team that was not looking bad, a different team from this last year, is Arizona, who I think, Jay, both me and you had on our list of teams to maybe watch out for, at least early on the season. They're looking pretty solid. Detroit is starting strong this year, by the way, and let's go Braves. I said, Detroit's just struggling with hitting a little bit, Jay. They need to get a little bit more pop in their bats. And, yeah, man, Atlanta's rolling right now. They've won a good bit of games in a row and taking on the Padres again tonight, a couple hours. They on the West Coast, so I'm not watching that one, but I'll see it in the morning. I don't know if you saw this earlier,
Logan. If I may, quick, what's interesting to me is, and again, I've been watching Astros mostly, but what's interesting to me with the Astros is it seems like every season we get a different guy that wants to light it up when the season starts. Last year it was Pena with an Alvarez side edition, and this year we're getting Dubon. The guy's hit like 360, Logan, 360. And this guy was like not even an afterthought in the lineup last year. He was just riding the pine. And now this guy's hit 360 and just lighting it up, man.
All right, let's see.
Crazy.
Frankie said, and news just came out that all my boys coming back. All right. Let's see. I don't know if you saw this, Jay. It did come out, I think, earlier today. League announced, this is not the Atlantic League here. Series of experimental rules that will be used, including a designated pinch runner, a double hook designated hitter, and further limitations on a pitcher's ability to make pickoff moves. Now, I haven't read about all of this, but I did read that the double hook designated hitter, I am not a fan of this at all, Jay.
Is that like where you can have two designated hitters in the lineup?
No. It's it is if your starting pitcher, does not make it out of the fifth inning, you remove your designated hitter, which makes no sense at all. I mean,
I don't like that.
Talk about an unfair advantage.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. No, we don't need to have that.
Yeah, that's a little too much, man. I'm not a huge fan of that one.
No, the only thing we need, honestly, the game is fine just the way it is. The only thing we need is the electronic ump in there to start calling these strikes more regularly. And yeah, we'll be good. I'll be good just with that. You just put that one little addition in there, and that game is set. It's set.
There you go.
But I will tell you this, Logan, and I don't know about your Braves, but I will tell you, since they have instituted this thing where, you get 2 times to try to pick them off, and if you do a third and you don't get them, then it's a balk.
Yeah,
I love that because I don't know about your team.
Move.
But bro, I'm saying I don't know about your team, but I'm telling you right now, we're stealing bases right and left. I just watched Pena last night against Toronto and I forget what inning it was in, but the guy stole second base, and then he stole third base the next pitch. He stole 2 bases in the same inning. It was insane, Logan. And I don't know how the Braves are faring in the stolen bag market. I don't know if you guys are, if y'all picking that up, but we have got the Astros are still in some bags.
Yeah, let me pull it up here. In terms of team stolen bases on the season, so Atlanta is a little bit towards the bottom. They're at 17 right now, but they have 11 on the year. Houston, just 2 more. Jay, right now they have 13. And the number 1 team in terms of stolen bases throughout the year so far, the Cleveland Guardians with 25. So
wow, Cleveland's definitely taking advantage.
Let me see if I can pull it up last year's, just in terms of how many.
Do you remember a player named Michael Bourne?
Oh, of course, yeah. He was with both our teams, Jay. He was with Atlanta and he was with Houston.
Could you imagine? Just imagine how many stolen bases Michael Bourne would have if this rule was in effect back then.
Have Michael Bourne, Juan Pierre, a few of those guys, a few speedsters.
I'm just saying, these dudes would have been stealing bags right and damn left.
Let's see. Yeah, John basically was talking about the double hook thing again, saying you remove the DH and the pitcher has to rest all. Yeah, I have to hit the rest of the game. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so they're saying if. So wait, hold on. So they're saying basically if the pitcher makes it past the 5th inning, that the DH goes away, the pitcher has to bat.
If he does not make it past the 5th inning, I believe. So if he goes 4 2/3 innings, yeah, I don't like that. He said they used it last year, but
yeah, because then if your pitcher sucks, I mean, their strategy is so far out the window, it's not even ridiculous.
Billy's saying, did you say that are you a fan of the electric umps, Jay? Are you in favor of that? Yeah, or nay?
I am. After what I've been seeing, the last few days, hey, Mogan, I kid you not, Alvarez got called out on strikes, and 2 of the strikes weren't even in the strike zone. And now, I don't know if you've been watching it lately, but now, first they show you where the ball is, when on the replay, on that little white square, it gives you where the ball went. But now they can do it on a 3D model where you can see the travel of the ball all the way through. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean,
bro. Twice he got 2 strikes, and the ball wasn't even close to the strike zone, but he's getting called out. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. So John, going into further explanation here. Thanks for that, by the way, John. Pitcher throws at least 5 innings. If that does not happen, if it doesn't occur, then the team loses its designated hitter, and the pitcher spot would bat for the remainder of. That don't seem fair. I'm not a fan of that one, man. That's tough.
So that forces you to leave him in, even though he sucks.
If he's getting wrong. Yeah. I don't like that one. Billy said Jason Bourne will pick off Michael Bourne. Oh God. So I
like that. Hey, that's a good use of the Bourne name, though.
I looked it up. So the team leader in terms of steals last season in 2022 was the Texas Rangers with 128. I think we will far surpass that this year.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm for it, man.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. That's absolutely. And I'll tell you, man, people watch out for Texas. That team is really.
Yeah.
Now, they did lose to DeGrom the other night.
Yeah, but like I said, it is early.
Well, they lost to DeGrom. Something's going on with DeGrom. I forget why he left, but I know he took an injury the other night.
John also said pitch clock violations equals more stolen bases. Yeah. Well, it's a combination of the pitch clock, not even just violation, but just the pitch clock in general. Because, Jay, you only have 15 to 20 seconds just depending to get into your motion. You're not going to think for 5 seconds, okay, let me see how much. It's hard to think of, okay, how big of a lead does this guy have? So
right.
It's
and
definitely
I
paying
can tell
off.
the pitch clock has affected Luis Garcia.
Yeah.
I can tell because he's been able to rock the baby. And it really has and he's rusting his pitch. Like his ERA is not bad. He's around I think it's like a mid to low 3. But when it was last year, when he was having his normal, pitching routine, his ERA was under 3.
Right.
So it has affected him a little bit for sure.
Yes, it has. All right, Jay, let's keep moving here. First, main topic of the night. NBA playoffs. Obviously, we know games are going to be going on from now until, till around June, give or take. So let's talk a little bit about this here. Let's look at some of the games that happened recently. So let's see. Where are we going to start? You want to start in the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference? Which one are you feeling?
Oh man, let's start Western. Let's talk about some Ja in this game. Let's talk about some Ja and the issues with him right now.
Yeah, you're not kidding, man. So, game 1 against the Lakers, LA got the win in that one, 128 to 112, the final score in that one. I think, and then they play tomorrow at 7:30. That is their game 2. Ja is, last I looked, listed as questionable. Not sure. It doesn't like there's any main damage. It looks like, from what I've seen, it's just going to be kind of a pain tolerance. Which tells me he could be on a minutes restriction in a way. I know it's the playoffs, but you never know.
Yeah.
John Suggs said, "Told you I'm not buying KD and the Suns hype." We'll get to that in just a minute here. So yeah, what are your thoughts on? Just give it brief because we got a lot of games to cover. But what do you think about the Lakers getting the 1-0 win over the Grizzlies with Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves putting in some work?
Bro, it's twofold, right? Number one, hey, kudos to the Lakers and their pickup of Malik Monk, number one. Him and AR-15 right now off that bench are just freaking ungodly and incredible. And so, yeah, with Ja in that hand injury that he says he's in considerable pain, that he cannot undo a balled up pair of socks. Yeah, man, how do you attack the basket? How do you do anything you can if you can't even use your hands? So, even if he is able to play tomorrow, I gotta imagine that pain is still gonna be there, and that he's going to be limited. And even if he plays, I feel like he's going to be limited against this Lakers team. And I really feel like, I gotta be honest with you, if Malik Monk continues to do
It's Beasley.
I'm getting my teams mixed up. I know I'm saying Malik Monk. He's with the Kings. I'm actually thinking of Hachimura. I apologize. God, boy, my brain is just not functioning sometimes. I'm so used to Monk being on the Lakers that I want to call him with the Lakers. Now, I'm talking about Hachimura. If Hachimura, who I believe had 23 points the other night, and I believe AR-15 had, I think, like 21, 22. Or no, I think it was 29. I think he had 29, and I believe AR-15 had 23. Either way, when you're getting that kind of production out of your bench and in your starting lineup now,
it's hard to lose.
Now I do. Russell needs to step it up, but bro, when AR-15 and Hachimura are doing what they're doing, it takes the pressure off AD. It takes the pressure off Braun. They don't have to play as many minutes because they got other guys contributing. And when those guys are on and Morant is hurt and they're disrupted, I'm looking for a Grizzlies. I'm thinking Lakers are going to – if this stretches out with Morant, I can honestly see Lakers sweeping. But I think best case scenario, I think the Lakers take it in 5. But I would not – I'm going Lakers in 5, but I would not be surprised if it was Lakers in 4.
I know Frankie is glad to hear that. Obviously, he's putting Lakers in 4 in the chat. That's his boys. Also, before we move on to our next game here, John said, "Congrats on the Lakers, but will their bench keep up what they're doing? It remains to be seen. If you think they keep Schroeder under 3 threes, it can be close." Okay, we'll see. That just depends on how Memphis is going to have to.
One other thing, Davis
Yeah.
did finger in game 1. Now,
Right,
he did
right.
come back and out. But I want you to remember, when Davis is in the lineup, they're 31 and 25. When he's unavailable, they're 12 and 14. So as much as Morant is important to, the Grizzlies, so is Davis, important to the Lakers. So again, those are two things, to keep your eye on. Morant and Davis, keep your eye on those guys. But again, and I was right, Hachimura had 29 points and Reeves had 23. And so if those guys continue to do what they're doing, man, it's going to be amazing. And I do want to say one last thing. Hachimura tied for most points off the bench and playoffs in Lakers history.
Wow. Well, there you go. And Jay, with that, like I said, we'll see how game 2 comes up tomorrow. But let's go back to John Suggs here saying he's not buying the KD and Suns hype. Talking about that game 1, you had the Clippers and the Suns. Clippers got the close one in that one, 115-110, the final score. Clippers with the early 1-0 advantage. Jay, your thoughts?
Yeah, that's incredibly insane to me when it comes to I'm sorry, what game did we go to? I was looking through my notes.
Clippers and Suns.
Yeah, Clippers and Suns. Yeah, so obviously Kawhi, I don't know. Kawhi is the man. Number one, they didn't have Paul George. Okay, no Paul George. So the fact that the Clippers got the win over the Suns with no Paul George, and they had a fully functioning KD, if that don't speak volumes as to where this series is going, then think about that for a minute. Again, so George has a sprained right knee, will not be back most likely until next series. So we're looking at a whole series with the Clippers where Paul George would not be available. And they still took it out 115-110. Now, everybody played their roles. Kawhi got you 38 with a good 5-5. Zubac did his part at 12 and 15. And then you had Powell was great off the bench for combined. They got combined 24 points off the bench. So the bench did their job. Zubac got the rebounds and the points and did his job at the center spot. Kawhi gave you what Kawhi gives you. And obviously that team did what they did. And I got to be honest with you. It just kind of shows you how bad, KD is. Now, I will say this. The one weakness, and it's always been a weakness, and I don't know why they don't recognize this, and I don't know why Westbrook doesn't realize this, but, bro, you can't go 3 for 19. I'm sorry. You can't go 3 for 19 and expect to win at the next level. Yes. Could you possibly get past the Suns with this bullshit? Possibly. Now, I will say in retrospect, in all due fairness, he got you 11 rebounds. He got you 8 assists. But again, he's hurting you, if not killing you, with his field goal percentage, and he only got you 9 damn points. And by the way, Russell, I want you to hear me when I say this. If you're going to go to the clubhouse where there's opposing fans, and somebody calls you West Brick, and you knew you went 3 for 19, man the F up and take your shit. Because that's what you left on the court. A big pile of doo-doo. And then now you want to get pissed off because somebody's heckling you and calling you for what you are, which is a brick. And you want to get pissed off about it. Well, if you don't like it, do the normal thing. Go through the normal ramp. Take the long route. And then you don't got to deal with it. But when you go to an opposing player's clubhouse and you don't like being called what you really are, because the truth honestly hurts, and maybe your personal image of yourself can't handle it, just suck it up, guy. Suck it up.
And Jay, one more thing before we move on to our next game. The thing that I always kind of struggle with this Suns team after they traded the whole farm for Kevin Durant is the bench or lack thereof. Jay, in this game, you had Landry Shamet, Jock Landell, Josh Okogie, Ish Wainwright, Bismack Biyombo, and Terrence Ross put up a combined 10 points. That's it.
Yep.
10 points. That's it for your bench the whole game. So that does worry me. And so that also, Jay, let's not forget not last year but the year prior. Remember with the Nets how Durant almost got that game winner? It's
Yeah,
because
he did.
it's because he was gassed out. And what might happen, Jay, when you get an older Kevin Durant and an older Chris Paul playing 35, 40 minutes?
All I keep thinking is what do you call it, Logan? The old man with the fishing pole. Oh, you're almost there.
You almost had it.
Oh,
Billy saying that always fine. Billy saying that Westbrook is a brick house. We know Frankie has no mixed words on Westbrook, who was on the Lakers earlier this year, as we know. And then Jay, he's making fun of you, Jay. He said the whole thing while having his eyes closed. Hey, that's how you know he's passionate, Frankie. He's got the eyes closed, going at it in his thoughts. Let the man speak. All right, Jay, let's keep it moving here.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Sometimes I got to dig deep back in the archives, so I got to close my eyes so I can focus.
There you go. All right, next Western Conference game. Nuggets get the easy win over the Timberwolves. Blow them out, really. 109-80. Jay, pretty much, do the Timberwolves have a chance? They got a shot?
Hell no.
Is this just going to be Sweep City?
Okay. Bro, this is just another example of how jacked up that trade was for Gobert.
Oh, dude, you're not kidding.
That just shows you how bad it was. Look, the guy that you gave up the whole world for, the whole world, picks, players, the whole nine. You damn near almost vacated your entire roster for this one individual. How the hell does he only touch the ball 5 times?
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay, if you want to look at the bright side of that, he had a great 75% field goal when he only shot 3 for 5. Okay, I'll give him that.
Whoop-de-doo.
He got you 13 rebounds. Whoop-de-freaking-doo. How in the hell is this your main dude and he only touches the ball 5 times? That's issue number 1. Issue number 2 is Towns going 5 for 15. Not bad, but not great. It's just downright pathetic. Let's just call it what.
That ain't playoff worthy.
God. So you tell me Minnesota's field goal percentage is a shitty 37%.
Oy.
The Denver's 45.6. Joker's giving you 13, 14, and 6. Not really great numbers when you consider, you're going up against Embiid. But again, Embiid is giving you 26, 5, and 3. So I still think Joker is going to hold on to that MVP as he should. And he should still get his 3rd MVP. I'm just putting that out there. But, 29 points over the Wolves.
Yeah, that's
20 points over the Nets for Embiid. Again, I'm just trying to make the case for why I think Joker is still the MVP. But yeah, man, Minnesota, dog water, dog poo-poo.
Yeah, it ain't dog good, man. And Jay, looking at the stats a little more for the Timberwolves, just like you said, as a team, horrible shooting. 37% from the field, 30% from 3. And Jay, only 56% from the free throw line. Their third top scorer was Jalen Noel off the bench with 12. You had Anthony Edwards with 18 on 6 of 15 shooting, still not the best. You had Cat right there with 11. You had it was just bad all around. It was not a good game for them. And Nuggets took care of business as they were expected to do. I got the early 1-0 lead. Frankie saying the Wolves are done. And he also said, "Hey, Minnesota, thank you for your better players." Because let's not forget, Jay, they're also traded with the Lakers.
They all came from there.
Yeah, I was about to say, and we see how those guys are doing with the Lakers and how the vice versa is going. So, Jay, we got one more Western Conference matchup, of course, and one that might be shocking to some people with the early and obviously a lot of controversy. The early 2-0 lead. The Sacramento Kings light that beam up on the Golden State Warriors. Jay, obviously, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the game last night, right? And then we'll do a little quick spin off into the whole Draymond Green and Sabonis scuffle. So let's talk about the game with the Sacramento Kings getting the win, 114-106. We're getting the 2-0 lead over the champs.
Well, I always say, and I know we're going to talk about this in a minute, but I do want to make this one comment. You're getting your ass whooped when you got to do stupid shit. I'm just saying. Yeah, 126, 123. Again, another 3-point nail-biter game. So last time when the Kings won game 1, the comments in a lot of different chat groups that I was looking at was that, well, the Warriors, or the Kings gave it their best shot and they can only win by 3. Well, you know what? They did it again, and yeah, they won by 3, but guess what? Now they're up 2-0. So I don't know if you win. I don't care if you win by 1 or if you win by 30. If you win, you freaking win. That's all that matters. That's all anybody cares about.
When's a win?
That's all they care about. And again, this game came down to free throws. Free throws. If this is the best that Sacramento has to offer, then Golden State should really be worried because they can't beat their best.
And
they can't beat their best. Golden State committed 15 turnovers. Sacramento stole the ball 10 times. I don't know.
That's easy math for me.
Sacramento also outdid them in the paint. Sacramento had 60 points in the paint. They only had 44 for Golden State, so they lost the battle in the paint. They lost the battle at the free throw line. Monk went 8 for 13 for 32 damn points, and people were saying Monk was trash. And they say, well, and again, these are some of the guys even at ASAP that said Monk was trash. I'm not going to say names, but you know who you are. Well, Monk could do it here. Monk could do it there. Monk could do it in L.A. But I tell you what, Monk sure as hell is doing it in Sacramento, baby. Because this is the second damn time he's put up these kinds of numbers. And I think Monk is over. I think Monk doesn't get all the credit he deserves. He went 8 for 13, like I said, 32, 3 and 2. Could Monk have found the system and the players to compete all the way to the end? Again, converted 14 free throw attempts. Monk, the guy that they said was trash, converted 14 free throw attempts. Let that sink in for a minute.
Frankie saying, I want the Kings to win because Kevin Herter is from his area. So, yeah.
Hey, listen, I got you, boo-boo.
Hey, man, I love old Kevin Herter. He's a good dude. Yeah, Jay, I think also, too, the Warriors' just wild stat of never winning on the road for some reason just continues. But let's get into it. Obviously, the big takeaway from that game, the scuffle going over a rebound. Sabonis gets on the floor. Draymond right there with him. Sabonis looks like he grabs his ankle for a little bit, Jay. And Draymond says, hey, man, why don't you get off me and I'm going to stomp a mud hole in you. And right in the ribs. Looks like he's not going to get suspended. I thought initially he was going to be. And we also got John saying, should Sabonis have gotten ejected as well? Because Draymond did get ejected for that. And we saw afterwards he was just heckling the fans for some unknown reason. So, yeah, I don't know. And Frankie also, yes, I do agree. I miss Kevin Herter. So back to this, though, Jay. What do you think about the whole incident from last night?
I think it's pretty jacked up. You can make the case, Sabonis grabbed his leg. I don't know what was going on. Sabonis was in a very vulnerable state. Maybe he was grabbing the leg so that he knew that what's his name didn't fall on him. Who knows, right? I will tell you, if I was in that state, if I had just fallen to the ground, maybe I was grabbing his leg by accident. Maybe I was trying to get up, whatever. I don't think that what Sabonis was doing to the guy who had the dominant position over him was, let's just say, worthy of just outright thuggish behavior. I'm sorry, it's thuggish. And matter of fact, let's go one step further. What Draymond did, in some people's eyes, and matter of fact, in law enforcement eyes, would be considered assault. And even simple assault is worthy of handcuffs. Even simple assault is worthy of handcuffs. So, yeah, if you want to know what I think about it, I think about Draymond, knew his team was losing, pissed off, decided he wanted to take his foot and drive it as hard as he fucking could into Sabonis' chest and putting Sabonis in the hospital for x-rays because it was that damn hard. And he knew damn good well what he did was an act of freaking violence. Oh, I wonder, does Draymond have a history of assault? Well, I don't know. Let's ask Jordan Poole, his teammate. I bet Jordan can tell you if Draymond is a thug, if Draymond has control issues, if Draymond has anger management issues, if Draymond considered assault not once, but twice. How is this guy not in jail? How is he not in cuffs? So he grabbed your damn leg. So what? Did it require you driving your foot through his chest maliciously? And then you don't want to give him a suspension? What the I can't say because I want to say it, but what are we doing in this world that we think it's okay to do that kind of shit? Okay, I'm done. I'm off my soapbox.
Hey, Jay, I don't want to hear anyone else complain about how the NBA is soft anymore. I'll just show them that clip. I'll show them that one right there. I'll just show them some Draymond Green highlights. How about that? Him kicking people in the groin and tackling, you know. I'll just show them some Draymond Green highlights.
And I get it too. It's not like Bill Laimbeer back in the Pistons days wasn't doing the same thing.
How about
Bill Laimbeer was
Dennis Rodman drop kicked the cameraman. Dennis Rodman drop kicked the camera. No, you can't be doing that, man.
Hey, Bill Laimbeer was an OG thug. Trust me, on the court, that dude was straight dirty.
He wasn't going for blocks. He was going for clotheslines. That's what he was rolling with, brother. That's what he was going.
He ain't got no problem putting fist in the face.
Not at all. But at least
by the way, I did not condone the actions of Bill Laimbeer whatsoever.
Yes, yeah. The thing too, I think that is Laimbeer played into it as to Draymond. He just kind of backs away from it, you know, because it feels like every time something like this happens, he says that it was an accident or it was not intentional. But Jay, whenever this has happened multiple times, obviously I know this one incident is not a multiple occurrence type of deal, but when it seems like every playoff series or every playoff run, you get ejected for doing something more physical than it should be. I mean, come on. Just a little accountability is come on. That's all we need. Let's keep moving, though, Jay. We still got the Eastern Conference to cover along with a few other topics. So let's get over to the Eastern Conference real quick. Let me get these games pulled up here. Last night, 76ers took care of business against the Nets. Nets had a good run. But Joel Embiid and company able to put it away 96-84. Joel Embiid, 20 points, 19 rebounds in the W for the Sixers, giving them a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, let's just talk real quick. We knew that the Sixers. This is no different than Minnesota and the Nugget in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
The Sixers Nets, same category, right? Mikal Bridges, God bless his heart. The man played a stellar game, 38 points, just on point. The rest of his team kind of struggled behind him, but, one man can't do it all. And look, Harden and Embiid, 23, 26. Harden played great as well. So, and let's not forget, I think the real winners on that team, not necessarily as Harden and Embiid, because Harden and Embiid is too much of an obvious choice. Let's look deeper into it. The big difference is what Maxey and Harris got you off of the bench, and that was 34 points. So you're getting 34 points off your bench alone to go with what your starters are giving you. Tobias Harris, I mean, all these guys had great games. So kudos to the Sixers. And, yeah, man, I think the Sixers are going to make short work of the Nets. I see a sweep here, Logan. I think it's going to go 4-0.
All right, we will see how it goes. And like I said, another impressive game from Joel Embiid. And like I said, Sixers bench, it's kind of slept on, I think, Jay, especially with the playoffs. Got to have a good bench. Let's see. Let's keep it moving here. Also, in the Eastern Conference, we have the Miami Heat taking the early 1-0 lead on the Milwaukee Bucks. As we know, Giannis had a little bit of back injury, Jay. Didn't play. So what do you think? Or he didn't play most of the game. So what do you think is that going to hamper the rest of the series, or will Giannis come back with a bench?
I was just looking at my notes to see if I wrote down anything in terms of. Yep, here it is. Okay, I thought I did. Yeah, I wonder because I couldn't remember if Giannis's injury was severe or if it was going to be. And it turns out his X-rays were cleared after that back injury. So we know that he didn't take any damage to the back. He may have some inflammation and obviously you're going to have a little soreness in the lower back. I think, when he gets treatment things like that. He's going to be okay. So I'm not looking for Giannis to miss significant time in this series. And they're going to need him because they lost last night, 131-17. They are describing his injury as a lower back contusion. I will tell you, Logan, I've had lower back issues, man. That psoriatic nerve or psoriatic, whatever that damn nerve that runs up that spine. When you jack that thing up, it hurts like hell.
Yeah.
Hell, I'm telling you, sometimes it's even hard to stand. So, it's going to be how well the inflammation. I'm sure they're probably putting him on some ibuprofen, other things to reduce the swelling and things like that. So if he can get that swelling and that pain out of that lower back, at least if nothing else to a manageable level, then I think Giannis is going to be okay, and we'll drive on. But again, Love kind of cut up underneath him a little bit, took him out. He took an awkward fall. It is what it is. But yeah, man, when it comes to that, I think he left with 11 minutes before. I think 11 minutes into the game, so he had 6 points, 3 rebounds. Yeah, he wasn't out there long. So, but I think if they get back a moderate, healthy Giannis, then they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to right this ship. They're going to get it back on track. Yeah, and I'm not. I think Miami takes that game because Giannis exit early. Giannis doesn't exit early. I don't think they take that game.
And John says here, want to know about this series in particular. He saw a question asked, do teams have an identity without their players? Like he said, Giannis on the Bucks or Tyler Hero on the Heat. The Bucks shown they can still win without Giannis. They didn't this past game, obviously. The Heat, they're not going to have Tyler Hero for the rest of the season.
Bro, that's huge.
Broke his hand.
That is no, I'm serious. Hey, that loss of Hero is because you know what Hero means to that team. Bro, that was huge. I mean, and that's another reason why I feel like, and I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't put that in my notes, but I'm glad you brought that up. The fact that he has a broke hand, he's done for the series, no more Hero. That means they got to operate what they have left. And they only won by 17 with no Giannis, after the 11-minute mark. So healthy Giannis comes back, stays healthy throughout the series. I think Miami folds. I think Bucks can win it in either 5 or 6. I think they go 6 games at the most. But I'm calling for it in 5.
Well, there you go. All right, Jay, we still got a few more games here. Eastern Conference. Let's go Knicks and Cavs. Currently playing right now. New York got the early 1-0 lead. Right now, close game right now. Still in the first quarter, Cavs up 17-15. In game 1 of the series, let me get the score pulled up here for you. Obviously, we know New York did get the win. And where's this game at, Jay? What day they play on? Saturday?
They're playing in New York.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where's the score. When did this team play? Come on, ESPN, don't let me down. Here we go. Finally, played on Saturday, so it's been a couple days. New York close win, Jay. Close win, 101-97. Obviously, Josh Hart 17 points, 10 rebounds, helped lead the Knicks. So who do you think goes with game 2? Like I said, right now still a close one. You got the Cavs or you got the Knicks winning game 2 tonight?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough series. But before I give my prediction on that, let me just say Jalen Brunson. I'm telling you, this man was worth every damn penny New York paid him. And I've been telling people the most important person on this team is Jalen Brunson. It's not Randall. It's not Barrett. It's not Hart. It's not anybody else other than Brunson. Brunson is singly the most important asset to this team. Last night he gave you 27, 2 and 2. Hart gave you 17, 10 and 2, like you said, off the bench. Again, I don't want to disrespect Hart. What Hart gave them off the bench was absolutely amazing. Amazing. Randall, 7 of 20. Really, bro? That's what you gave me? 7 of 20? 19? Now, I will say this. He was 6 assists off a triple-double. But again, 7 of 20, bro? And then RJ, you're going to go 2 for 12?
Yeah,
give me 7, 4, and 6? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Bro, you see where the strength is, and you kind of see where the weakness is. Now, Randall should be a strength based on what Randall brings to the table. But last night, he was a weakness.
Yeah,
so was RJ.
That was rough. They got to do better.
Now,
like I said, they pulled out the win, but it could have been a lot easier if those guys had shot the ball better. We'll see how it's going, though. John Suggs also chimes in. I think the Knicks under the most pressure to show they can get over the hump, especially now not from signing Donovan Mitchell, who coincidentally who they're facing.
Absolutely.
Also,
and that's what I'm about to say. Evan Mobley last night shot 4 of 13, Logan.
Yeah.
Evan Mobley shot 4 of 13. Now, he did give you 11 rebounds and 8 assists, but still 4 of 13.
Yeah,
now, Donovan showed up.
Yeah, Mitchell.
Donovan showed up.
Ooh, yeah, he did. Close to 40.
But the problem is Donovan was the only one that showed up.
Yep.
So here's my again, the Knicks out rebounded them 51-38. So here's my deal. If the Knicks can match the intensity that they gave them in game 1, the Knicks are going to walk away with this in game 2. If they don't, and if Mobley can get his shit together, and if the Cavs bench can get their shit together, then I think the Cavs can win.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the Knicks, and I think they take out the Cavs tonight. I got the Knicks going to Cleveland up 2-0.
John Suggs saying he expects Randall to explode in game 2. We will see what happens. And we got one more series. Yeah. And right before we get to our last series here in the playoffs, if I'm Mark Cuban, Luka Doncic, I am just sick right now, Jay. They let this man walk for free, Jalen Brunson. They let him walk for pennies on the dollars in a sense. I know New York paid him a lot of money, but Dallas could have matched it.
Yeah.
So you got obviously the mid-season trade for Kyrie Irving did not work out at all. They were better without him. The chemistry did not gel together. And now you have Jalen Brunson, who was, your second best player in the playoffs last year, a team who went to the Western Conference Finals, had a great regular season for New York. And so far, throughout one game of the playoffs, is still looking like an absolute star. So, like I said, not a good idea, not a good move for Mark Cuban and company to let him walk. In hindsight is 2020, as the saying goes. So, while we wait for Jay to come back here, phone might have died. Who knows? We always get some technical issues on the show. We're going to move on to our last series here. Of course, Atlanta Hawks, Boston Celtics. Right now, game 2 at halftime. Celtics have a 12-point lead, give or take, winning 61-49. Currently, Jason Tatum leading the team at the Celtics with, let me get this pulled up. Come on. ESPN.com, not working on me right now. But here we go. Boston Celtics giving you Jason Tatum at least 18 points, 7 rebounds to help lead the Celtics. They are shooting 53% as a team. And here is Jay McLovin coming him back. Oh, well, I guess not. I don't know. Thought he was coming back, but we'll have to get him back one more time. But like I said, for the Hawks, I don't know, man. They're having trouble right now. They're having trouble making shots. Let me see here. Here we go.
Sorry about that. I had to plug my phone in and my phone went left on me.
It's all good, Jay. We're talking about the Hawks, talking about the Celtics right now. Hawks losing to the Celtics by about 12 at halftime in game 2. Tatum's looking solid, 18.7 rebounds. Meanwhile, I'm looking at Atlanta. Their leading scorer is DeJounte Murray with 11, but he is shooting 4 of 11 from the field. Once again, just shooting struggles from the Hawks continue to plague this team. I know that they did sign Coach Mike Bray, longtime coach at Notre Dame. He is going to be on the Hawks staff next season. So honestly, Jay, that kind of tells me they're looking forward to the next season. They're kind of gearing up to next year. And the way they played game 1, the way they shot, I mean, God, I'm waiting for it. We know Boston's a buzz. They're a buzzsaw right now. They ran through a bunch of teams in the Eastern Conference. Atlanta barely made the playoffs. So it is what it is, man. Hopefully they can turn around, get at least one win. Jay, I just want some moral victories in this one. No one wants to get swept. So we'll see. Billy Busman would say go Boston. Of course, we got a lot of Boston people on the show. We got him, Pride. I think John also brought up early in the day, said go Celtics, something like that. So everyone's just rooting against the Hawks, but it is what it is, Jay. Give your thoughts on this series. You think it's going to be a quick and painless death for my team, or you think they're going to kill us by 20 every night?
Yeah, I do think. I think if the Hawks do anything, maybe they win one game. Maybe the Celtics take it in 5. But
I'll take that.
Here's the deal. Man, we've had conversations on this, and God, I know I've had conversations on this on Pride on several things. Number one, we need to start having the conversation that Trae Young is not that guy. He's not. He's a star, but he's not a superstar. He's like a Jaylen. He's like a Brown. He's like a Jaylen Brown for the Celtics, but he's not a Tatum. You need a Tatum. You need a number one guy. Like, you need a guy that just is it. And it's not Trae Young. I think Trae Young is the number two guy I think he's a Robin in search of a Batman. You don't have a Batman. You got a Robin, but you don't got a Batman. And you need a Batman. And I hate to say it, I think it was Frankie that said that maybe Trae Young may even be your Alfred.
Not the Alfred.
He said Trae Young might be your Alfred. I don't know. But I do know this, Logan. This is what I do know.
Okay.
The man went 5 of 18 last night.
Yeah, not
5 of 18,
not good.
Logan. He gave you 16, 3, and 8. There's no way in hell. At best, that's a really good bench player. It's not a main starter, or certainly not your franchise guy. That's not your franchise guy. Not with that. Yeah, man. Damn. Celtics played good defense against you guys, Logan. They suffocated you to 38.8% shooting. They gave you 17 at the 3-point arc.
Yeah,
they suffocated.
That ain't gonna cut it.
The shit out of it. Now I will say this. Hold on. Tatum, Brown, and White were all on fire. All of them were playing an orchestra for the Celtics. And I will tell you that the largest lead by the Celtics was 32. You're lucky that you kind of got it into somewhat decent round, but the largest lead was 32 at one point. And they led in most of the statistical categories. So I will tell you, Logan, honestly, if you win one game, you're doing good. I think the Celtics take it in 5. But I want to say this: Quinn Snyder, along with Trae Young, are not the answers long term for ball. And I say that because number one, Quinn Snyder is a good coach. I don't want to discredit Quinn Snyder because he did good things out there in Utah. But the problem is he never could get Utah past the cusp. And so you bring him over to you guys, and you guys want this guy to do miracle things out there in Atlanta when he couldn't even do it with Utah, when he had Donovan Mitchell and Gobert and company. So let this sink in for a minute. You know, he's okay. He's not bad, but he's not going to get you over the hump. He's just going to be, I don't want to say a gap fill. Okay. He is a hybrid of Jeff Van Gundy / the other Van Gundy. What was his name? Stan.
Stan, yes.
You had Jeff and you had Stan Van Gundy, right? You know, the Van Gundy brothers, they always had good teams, but they just never were quite good enough. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And you need a bride. And right now, you got a bridesmaid for a coach, and you got a bridesmaid for a franchise player. And that's the problem. If I can make metaphors into this to relate my point, that is the problem with the Atlanta Hawks. You're full of bridesmaids, but no brides.
Well, Jay, I hope that bridesmaid turns into a bride because they as soon as they signed Quinn Snyder, they gave him a 5-year deal. So we got 5 years of this. So
by the way, did you like how I related that story though?
I was waiting for it to come around, but when you did, it paid off beautifully.
Logan, I'm giving you Pulitzer shit right now.
Pulitzer shit. I was about to say, Ford C. Frick, eat your heart out. So, John saying, thoughts on Capella? Do you think he needs to be replacing someone or change the starting 5? Capella, look, Jay, he's a walking double-double. He'll give you 10 and 10 a night. But, on the other hand, he can't guard. And when I say that, he's a good paint protector. We both know this. He can get you boards. He can, some nights go off for 20, get you 20 and 20. But if you get him out to the 3-point arc, it's going to be a slog. He can't hit threes.
Yeah,
score a whole lot.
Look, I'm okay with Capella being on your bench and being your number 2 center. But I think your starting 5. I would probably, Trae Young is fine, but you need a number 1. And then you do need to kind of find that hybrid center that can do a little bit more. But I'm okay. Look, Capella's not the reason for what's going on with you guys.
No, and I'm not saying that either. It's just obviously John brought it up, but and I'm gonna keep this brief because I know we still got a few more topics. Just my thoughts. Trae Young had a down shooting year, especially from 3. I think he shot 32%, which is his I think career low aside from his rookie season. He does get trigger happy, Jay. He does get into that mindset of I can hit anything, but sometimes you just don't have to. You don't have to hit every shot in the world. You got Murray there, Murray's been solid this year. He's been solid pretty much the entire season. Whenever Trae's having an off night, Murray will for the most part pick him up. John Collins, he's been in trade rumors for the past 2 seasons. They got some work to do, man. They got some work to do. And we'll see what Atlanta can do this offseason. Like I said, hopefully they can get a win in the playoffs. Let's keep moving here. Wait for Jay to hopefully get back here soon. And here he comes.
Sorry about that.
Perfect timing, brother. We're talking about the Texas Longhorns here. Talking to your boys. Hook 'em horns. Steve Sarkisian. He named Quinn Ewers as the starting quarterback. Are you surprised? We know how good he was last year before injuries bit him. Obviously, you got Arch Manning in the background. Didn't look too hot in the spring game, but it is a spring game. I'm not putting a whole lot of weight on that. So, also, real quick, Johnson.
Yeah.
Cut that mess of a hair. Yeah, no, get that lollipop of fur off of that, man. Get him off. Give him a little buzz cut, Jay. Just trade.
Oh no. Hey, I got some information on that. So hold on with that just one sec. Okay. Let me say this. Manning is going to be good. He's not ready yet. He's not ready. No. And when you are going into the SEC, you got to go guns a freaking blazing. You need a guy ready to go. And I don't think Manning is, as a freshman, right out of high school, as talented as he is, he's not ready.
Yep.
Ewers is ready. Hell,
we saw
the guy behind last year. Because a lot of people don't realize we got 3 quarterbacks right now that are quality-driven quarterbacks on the Texas Longhorns. Ewers, and I'm going to go with the orange and white game, which is what you're referring to. Ewers gave you 16 of 23, 195, and a touchdown. And then Manning gives you 5 of 13 at 30 yards. Now, again, he only got 13 attempts, whereas Ewers and Murphy each got 23 attempts. Or excuse me, no, Murphy got 13. But let me just say this. So Manning goes 5 of 13, 30 yards, no touchdown, but no interceptions. Not bad. Not bad for a freshman, first year in college. This is the same guy that lost his ID. Okay, so calm down. He's a little wet behind the ears. Yeah, let's let the man green up a little bit, and then we'll bring him in. I think we bring him in next year. I think next year Manning will be ready to go, but he needs to get a little bit of life in him first. Now, Ewers, like I said, 16, 23, 195, a touchdown. But who I thought gave Ewers a really good, solid competition, and I'm really surprised that he didn't outdo. Because I honestly think I would have gave it to Malik Murphy over Ewers. Malik Murphy went 9 of 13 at 165 and a touchdown. So again, 16 of 23, which is not bad, 195 and a touch. Murphy, 9 of 13, 165 and a touch. But I understand why he went with Ewers. He went with Ewers because Ewers has experience. And let's be honest, Ewers doesn't go down with that injury in week 1 against Alabama. And I think we're looking at a Texas win and an Alabama loss week 1. So it makes sense. It totally makes sense for him to go with Ewers over the other 2 guys since last season. As a combined season, he went 21-77, 15 touchdowns. Now, you got to remember, he missed quite a few games due to that injury. So you have to take that in consideration. Texas plays Alabama on September 9th on the road in Tuscaloosa. So if I'm playing on the road in Tuscaloosa, I want my best general on there. And the best general with experience is Ewers.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with Ewers. But I'm going to tell you, it does not hurt you to have a guy like Murphy and a guy like Manning just sitting in the wings in case Ewers goes down with injury. Okay? The guy is going battle tested all in. Again, though, I want to say Ewers did suck on the road against TCU. He did 11 off-target passes. That's unacceptable. 11 passes off target, that is unacceptable. And, of course, you know how good TCU was last year.
Mm-hmm. That's how they got to the national championship.
I do want to say this, and I'm going to end it on Ewers on this last statement by Sarkisian. Now, I'm paraphrasing. This is not word for word. I'm paraphrasing what Sarkisian said. He said basically that Ewers has gotten in better shape over the offseason. He has cut off the mullet, and he has trimmed his beard, and he looks like he's in it for real.
Hey Jay, you know what that kind of reminds me of? That reminds me in Major League 2 when they had our boy Rick Vaughn cut off his look, give up the bad boy image.
Yeah, I don't like that. I want the freaking mullet. I want it all, baby. I don't look. I get why he did it, but damn it, son, if the guard Minshew is there, roll with that shit.
And John Suggs also saying that will be the game against Alabama. Sarkisian will look to see if Manning is ready. If Ewers repeats last year, like I said, if he does a great performance, win or lose, like I said, I think that's your guy moving forward. Not for who knows how long, but I feel that definitely coming into the season, this is definitely the right situation, right move. And we'll see how Texas does this year. All right, Jay, final topic of the night.
Real quick, before we move on, I do want to say one last thing. So Texas plays Rice week 1. That's a guaranteed win. We got Alabama week 2. Logan, if we beat Alabama week 2, could you and in Tuscaloosa on our SEC
we won't hear the end of it.
Season, bruh.
Yeah. Also,
I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. Food for thought. And it's not that far around the corner. Okay, we can drive on.
And John Suggs saying the game against Oklahoma State this year, he'll see that. He said that's going to be kind of the evaluator for how.
Oh yeah, I agree, man. My old first sergeant was a cowboy from Oklahoma State, so yeah, I mean he'll put a bet on this game every. So yeah, I hope we'll see. Logan, I know we got a time crunch, so we can roll into the next segment.
Yep, last one of the night. Top landing spot for Dalvin Cook. Jay, I'm going to give you my thought first. This one I feel like it'd be a cool one to see, and so I'm kind of pulling for this one. Let's bring him to Buffalo with his brother, James Cook, Dalvin Cook. I have both of them in the backfield. Why not? So I got Buffalo. It is just a spot I got there. I know you probably got a few more, so I will let you go and bring your teams out.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it super quick, but there's a lot of honestly destinations he could go to. I think the sexiest one would be with the Eagles, but I would like to see him with the Bills, just so you can see Big Brother tell little brother, "Hey, why don't you set this aside and let Big Bro take this?"
Yo,
I would like that, and he's got the talent and the resume to do that. Look, neither one of these guys that are over there right now have ever eclipsed 1,000. Nobody has. Dalvin Cook's got 4 1,100-yard seasons. So you can see how attractive he would look to a Buffalo scheme that's featuring Dalvin. Okay? And I think little brother and big brother, that little bond that they have, I think that just fuels the fire for an incredible run system and could reinvigorate. But what I think Dalvin Cook's best destination is 1 or 2 spots. Number 1 spot would be the Eagles. Sanders is gone. Yes, they had Gainwell there, but that O-line that Philadelphia has could be the reemergence that Dalvin Cook has just been salivating for. And I think if Dalvin Cook wants to get back to that 1,100-yard season, if not more, that Eagles team and that O-line would be the greatest spot for him to be the reemergence of Dalvin Cook. So I think Philadelphia would be the number 1 spot. I think Bills might be I think Eagles would be number 1. I think Cowboys would be number 2. They let go of Zeke, Pollard's on the injury list until at least 6 months into the season. Cowboys have a damn good offensive line as well that Dalvin could exploit. So I think he would be the starter right off the rip. So I think Eagles 1, Cowboys 2, Bills 3, and then if you want to plug in a 4th and a 5th, I would say the 4th would be the Chargers, because we all know Eckler wants the hell out, and he wants to be traded as of yesterday, and he hasn't backed off that. And again, the Chargers have a really good team over there that Dalvin can slide right into and carry on the mission of getting to the playoffs. The last spot, the very last number 5 spot would be the Broncos. We all know what Sean Payton is capable of. We all know that the Denver Broncos have not had a good running back last year at all. We all know that Wilson needs a running back. So, and again, Javonte Williams tore up his knee last year, so I'm not looking for him to make a comeback anytime soon. So, yeah, man, if I had to do a 1 through 5 super quick, it would be Eagles, Cowboys, Bills, Broncos, and then Chargers. That's about 1 through 5.
Well, you heard it there, right there, folks. And let me see one more thing here. John Suggs, you think Carolina will take a look at him? That wouldn't be a bad option. But who they signed this offseason? Did they sign a running back?
No, they don't. They signed Sanders.
Okay, yeah. So they don't need because Dalvin Cook can be a starter wherever he goes, I think.
Yeah, because they lost Deontay Foreman to the Bears,
Yep.
and they brought in Miles Sanders from the Eagles. So Carolina's good.
Yeah. All right. And with that being said, that is our final topic. We're on final thoughts. Jay, anything else you want to talk about tonight?
The last thing I just want to say was, man, number one, kudos to Carolina and Boston and their victory. So you and Frankie walked away with some wins last night. So mad kudos to you guys. I'm happy for you. Dallas didn't fare so well. We lost. But I will say this, man. I will say this about Dallas versus Minnesota. We took those sons of bitches to double overtime, and we damn near won it, man. And I will tell Logan, I've never stayed up to 2 a.m. for shit in my life other than maybe sex. And that was the first time I've ever given a sports venue
especially
all the way till 2 a.m. And I literally was up till 2 a.m. Until that game was done. And, you know, Logan, when you invest that much time into a game, it hurts really bad when your team doesn't come away with the win.
Yeah. And
what are you going to do?
I'm about to say, it is what it is, man. A few other things here, just kind of scrolling through some sports news. As we saw, Robinson got traded to the Steelers for a bag of cookies. Not much. After a rough season last year, I know he wants to forget. De'Aaron Fox, Jay, got named the first ever clutch player of the year. Much congratulations to him. And then also, for Chris here, for his guy, Hunter Green, the pitcher for the Reds, agreed to a 6-year deal worth $53 million. So pretty cheap, honestly, for a young pitcher. And shout out to Chris. Right now, they're losing against the Tampa Bay Rays by a good bit. So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, thanks everyone for chiming in. We got Billy, John, Frankie, everyone else who chimed in, said some awesome words. Always a fun time, always a good time to interact with our fans. Once again, please go and check us out on Facebook at Unscripted, also on Twitter, Unscripted Guys, TikTok, Unscripted Sports, and also on YouTube at Unscripted Sports. We go live I'll get you in a second. We go live Tuesdays, Thursdays, 7 o'clock, Saturdays, 1 o'clock. Jay, what you got to say?
I just wanted to say on today's Tuesday, Thursday. Hey, Logan, we're going to talk about one topic.
Okay.
Now, we're going to talk about multiple topics. Don't get me wrong.
But there's
one topic I do want to talk about, and I don't know if people are ready for the conversation of how underrated Hakeem Olajuwon is.
Okay. All right. We will put
I just want to talk about that. And we're going to talk about the
that
reason why. I'm just going to give the short little 2-second snippet is for a man that came from Nigeria that didn't even know what a basketball goal was to all of a sudden be handed a basketball at college level and say, have at it. Let's talk more about how underrated Olajuwon is when we talk about the top 10 NBA players of all time. We're going to talk more about that on Thursday's show. I just want to give a little snippet for people to think about.
I feel you on that one, man. All right. Well, like I said, we got that. Obviously, going to be talking more NBA playoffs. We're going to get to the NHL playoffs also. We just didn't have enough time to fit it in here. So we'll be giving that some love as well on Thursday. Like I said, check us out Tuesdays, Thursdays, 7 o'clock Eastern. Saturdays, a little bit earlier, 1 o'clock in the day. Also, check us out, like I said, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. And also, Jay, let's not forget, didn't bring it up earlier, but we are on the hunt for a new network, Jay. We are obviously much loved ASAP, but we are looking to expand and go to greater lengths, Jay, with us. So, like I said, obviously it's gonna be us with Unscripted. Almost some of our other friends. We're gonna keep that on the DL for right now. Keep it under wraps, but we do need our fans' help, Jay. So once again, if you have any suggestions for a network name, we are much appreciated for that. Just drop it in the comments anywhere you see here on our social media platforms. Take it into consideration, and once we get enough names put in, we'll put it in a hat, put it in a poll. And we're going to have the fans decide, because without the fans, Jay, none of this would be possible. So once again, we're going to be doing that for, until we get some names drawn in there, until we get a few more. And like I said, we have a lot more exciting stuff in the near future. Like I said, check us out every week, 3 times a week. You know where to find us on the screen. My guy, Jay McLovin, nice to have you back after have a little sabbatical. We're getting everything moved in over there in Texas. I've been your host, producer, Logan Landers. We will see you guys on Thursday at 7 o'clock. Till then, like our guy Billy Buzz Smith, and put it on the screen here, Jay. HAGN. Have a great night. We will talk to you guys on Thursday. Peace out.